As the 2024 election approaches, there's a new push from Republican leaders to focus on policies rather than personal or identity-based attacks against Vice President Kamala Harris. At a recent closed-door meeting, key Republican figures, including National Republican Congressional Committee Chairman Richard Hudson, urged lawmakers to criticize Harris based on the policies she has supported rather than her gender or race. They emphasized that this election should focus on policy differences. This approach comes after some Republicans started labeling Harris as a DEI hire, implying she was chosen for her demographic characteristics rather than her qualifications. Criticism of this nature echoes past tactics, where race and identity have been used to sway voters, reminiscent of the controversies surrounding Barack Obama's presidency. By discouraging such personal attacks, Republican leaders aim to present a more professional and policy-focused campaign. Vice President Harris has a long and varied political career, having served as San Francisco's district attorney, California's attorney general, and a U.S. senator before becoming vice president. Despite this, some, like Tennessee Rep. Tim Burchett, have dismissed her accomplishments, attributing her rise to diversity initiatives rather than merit. However, this narrative could energize her support base, particularly among Black Americans and women, who have already shown strong backing for her campaign. Project 2025, a conservative initiative spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation, aims to dismantle DEI policies within the federal government. It views these initiatives as unconstitutional, advocating for a return to merit-based hiring practices. This stance aligns with a broader conservative critique of woke agendas that they believe undercut traditional American values. While some members of the right flank have even proposed impeaching Harris, most Republicans, like Rep. Dusty Johnson, see these efforts as unproductive. They argue it's more effective to focus on her political record, particularly on issues like border policies and economic management. Additionally, Republicans, like House Oversight Chair James Comer, have expressed a desire to move beyond the impeachment inquiries that have dominated discussions, focusing instead on policy achievements. The GOP leadership believes that emphasizing Harris's policy record under the Biden administration will resonate more with voters. They point out that many Americans are dissatisfied with current economic conditions, inflation rates, and handling of the southern border. By comparing her record to the perceived better days under the Trump administration, Republicans hope to strengthen their position. President Biden's recent decision to withdraw from the race has further sharpened the focus on Harris as the Democratic nominee. Republicans, including Trump campaign officials, are ready to highlight what they see as Harris's dangerously liberal record. Former President Trump himself has labeled Harris as a radical leftist, claiming her policies would further damage the country if she were elected. Ultimately, this strategy of sticking to policy issues over personal attacks is seen as a way to appeal to undecided voters and present a united, professional front. The hope is that by focusing on the impact of Harris's policies on American families, Republicans can make a compelling case for a return to conservative governance rooted in traditional values.